Hi, and welcome to the Name Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 63 of the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. Today's episode is called Unexpected Fun, and I'll get into the reason why in a little bit. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody and thank you for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, I hope you come back again. And if you are a returning guest, hi and welcome back. If you would like more information on how to get in touch with me, or if you want to get links to the vendors and patterns and projects that I'm working on, I do show notes. And they are on my blog, which is myordinaryjourney.com. It's all one word. Today I am experimenting with a bit of a perspective change with the camera, so we'll see how that goes. I'm also sitting tonight because it's later than usual and I'm tired. It's been a long day. Getting up at 3:30 will do that to you. So I want to welcome some folks to our Ravelry group. I want to say hi to Sheep Therapy, Pam. Welcome to the group, and Stick Chicky, and that is Sarah. So ladies, hi and welcome to the group. Thank you for joining. And some birthdays. Now, when I was putting together the show notes today, I noticed that a lot of the birthdays were the same. I don't know what I did, and I don't know why I went 2 weeks out. So I apologize if I left you off. I don't think I did, but here's the birthdays for the upcoming week. So Anna, again, happy birthday. That's Woolly Woman. And Wings from the Marsh, that's Aristi. Tavi's Tara. Joni Baloney, Joan. And Christy K4444, Christy. So happy birthday again. You can never have too many happy birthdays. So I don't know what I did. Last week I was a hot mess. So happy birthday. And I hope you guys do have a great one and enjoy it. Okay, so moving on to some shout outs and announcements. This week, the Fredericksburg Spinners and Weavers Guild, Fredericksburg Spinners and Weavers Guild does have their cookbooks for pre-order available. If you would like a cookbook from our guild, go to, there's a link in the show notes to the guild's website, and you can download the form, and there's instructions on how to get it back to us so you can get your cookbook. So I've seen some of the recipes, super cute. Awesome stuff. I think some really good variety. It'll be good. I think I've personally picked up like 5. So, good thing with those is not only is it going to be a hard copy cookbook, but it will be a digital cookbook too. So if you wanted to pick up, they're only $15. So if you wanted to pick up one to give away for a friend, but you wanted to also keep one, you could either give the digital copy away and keep the hard copy for yourself, or vice versa. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. Just saying, you've got options, which is always good. Alright, so the Fredericksburg area podcaster sit in it. We are going to have a pre-Maryland Sheep and Wool extravaganza consisting of sitting at Starbucks at the Barnes & Noble in Central Park, Virginia, in Fredericksburg. And we're just going to sit and probably game plan Saturday, because Courtney's going to be there. She's not going up to spend the night, but Stitches Please from the Fearless Knitter podcast. She and I do this sitting in. And she'll be there on Saturday too. So I want to get a game plan in place. Mostly I want to get there before 8 o'clock so I can get decent parking. But you didn't hear it from me. So, but we will be there at the Barnes & Noble in Central Park in Fredericksburg on Thursday night, tomorrow night. Alright, so the Armed Forces Fiber Fanatics Charity Sock Yarn Club. I will be sending out invoices sometime Sunday, possibly Monday, so keep an eye out for them. I'm not planning on leaving Maryland Sheep and Wool until probably 4:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. I'm going to try to get in and take a class that is still open, but you can't register now until Saturday morning when you get to the office to register. So I'm going to try to do that on Saturday first thing. If I get into the class, we aren't leaving until 4:30. So that means I'm not going to get home till 6:30 at the earliest. Which, being gone all weekend, it's going to be long. It's a long weekend, so I may not do the invoices until Monday. We'll see, because Monday is also supposed to be my long day. I don't know. They'll be coming. Just keep an eye out. And it is the last month, everybody, so it's kind of bittersweet. I want to thank everybody who's been a member of the club. You guys have been fantastic members. And my dyers that volunteered their time, who offered their time to the club, really outstanding work by you guys, and it's been amazing. So thank you to you guys. I really appreciate it. And I guess if you don't know what the Armed Forces Fiber Fanatics Charity Sock Yarn Club is, about a year ago, last July, I came up with an idea to honor the armed forces and raise money for the Wounded Warrior Project and the USO through the sale of sock yarn. I held a lottery, and 30 slots were available. 29 because I took one. I'm not gonna lie, I took one, but I am paying, so don't worry. So from January through May, the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Star Spangled Banner are the themes. And it's a 5-month club, and May is our last month. And I'll be sending out those invoices here sometime Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday. But the beginning of the week, next week, just keep an eye out. They're coming. Alrighty, now that it doesn't sound like nails going down a chalkboard, I am sorry for that if you're wearing headphones. The last thing I had on shoutouts and announcements is, hey, it's Maryland Sheep and Wool weekend coming up. So very excited. There is a thread in the Knitting Game forums on Ravelry. If you're going, let me know. There is a podcaster meetup, and it is chock full of podcasters. Not just myself, but it's going to be Dana and Brittany from Just One More Row. It's going to be Diane from Knittables, Lisa from Fiber Nymph, Lesley and Laura from the Knit Girls, Hollywood Knitter's going to be there. I think Sheep Dreamery is going to be there. Like, I can't even, there's so many. It's going to be a sea of knitting, like, fangirl, oh my gosh moments, because I will be there going, oh my gosh moments. And really, it's going to be pretty epic. So I will be there. And let me tell you, I am going to be prepared this year. I got buttons. I ordered buttons Saturday night, and they came today. They are my Knitting Game Not Quite a Knit Along show logo. Hopefully that comes out. So, yep, I have 100 of these little babies. They came today, so I'm prepared. So, good times, fun. Alrighty, so moving along. I haven't done events as a segment in the show for a while, and I don't know. There's only a few things here in the show that seem to be pretty every week. This is what you get. Otherwise, it's kind of fluid and dynamic, and from week to week, from month to month, it kind of changes. So there's a lot of stuff happening right now. So I thought I would bring the events back just a little bit to give me an opportunity to talk about some of the fun things that I did. So unexpected fun. So in the events, I put here the Powhatan Fiber Festival. And that's because on the spur of the moment on Friday evening, Beagle Mom Knitter Angela, who's my roommate for the Knitpocalypse in June, posted she was going, and I don't know why I hadn't looked before, but I realized I was only like an hour and a half away from the festival, and I didn't have a ton to do on Saturday. I ended up having to do more than I thought originally. But I went down to Powhatan for the Fiber Festival, and I got to meet Angela, Beagle Mom Knitter. And her and her sisters stuck around until I was able to make it. I was like forever late, but it was awesome. So I got to meet Angela, which is awesome. And if she hadn't said she was going, then I probably wouldn't have gone. But let me tell you why this was such a cool thing that I did. So I met up with Angela, and we got to chit chat for a second. Then Anna, Woolly Woman, she was there. She's a potter, and one of our guild members, Diane, she had her booth there, Woven Gems. So Anna brought some of her yarn bowls there for Diane to sell. So Anna and Diane were there, and then I met up with Mary, another one of my guild members. So that was pretty cool. And then I was practicing for Maryland Sheep and Wool. So trying to get a strategy down. A lot of people, they go through one time and just kind of look. You kind of just look and cruise the area for a little bit. And then on your second or third time around, that's when you really start buying, unless you see something that really catches your fancy. So I walked around twice already, and I was watching the sheep shearing, and I turn around and I notice this booth. And I nearly about dropped my jaw on the ground because it was Gourmet Stash. Now, if any of you guys listen to Dana and Brittany, oh my gosh, I have just caught up on their like recent episodes, and Dana was talking about Gourmet Stash the day before in my ears when I was listening to their show. I think it was episode 58, and they were talking about Gourmet Stash. So Kate and I talked. It felt like 15 seconds, but I was probably there 45 minutes, and we just chit-chatted about fiber and technique, and it was so much fun. So I've got some stuff to show you here in a little bit, but I just wanted to share that it's like, oh my gosh, this world is so small. You know, we all know each other. Seriously, there might be 3 million of us on Ravelry, but like seriously, we all know each other. So it was a fun time on Saturday. Obviously, Maryland Sheep and Wool is coming up this weekend. Yay! And then I want to put a little announcement out there. There's going to be the Spin Quest Adventure Retreat in Front Royal, Virginia in August, on August 24th. And Melissa Yoder Ricks, one of the fiber artists local in the area, she does the Wild Hair Fiber Studio. A lot of her faux cashmere I've spun, and it's made it onto a couple other shows. Her stuff is really phenomenal. She's going to be teaching a class. She's also teaching the class that I want to try to get into at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So that's going to be some like really neat stuff coming up. So Spin Quest, it's a spinning adventure retreat in Front Royal, Virginia in August. Alright, so on to the knitting game. There is no knitting game. Not this week. I have been so bad, but I'm trying to make progress on some other things and letting the knitting game kind of be for a moment, if you will. So there's no voting this week. There's no finished objects. I just finished the shawl last week, so there's nothing new. There's nothing in progress. I haven't touched any of those projects this week. And the 3 that I have in timeout, only 2 are actually on the needles, and that's the Vittorio and the Sensual Knits. To be honest, I think probably what'll happen is I'll finish the Vittorio. I'll do the exotic draped ruffle really quick because I don't think that it's a scarf. I don't think it'll take that long. Famous last word. And then I will make a decision as to the disposition of that, say, Yuri sweater. Because I could sure use that yarn for something else. I don't know what the problem is with that. It's not doing it for me. All right. So, since there's no knitting game, let's move on to the other stuff, shall we? So, in knitting, I have 2 active, really good works in progress that I have made some significant progress on. Say what? It's a finished, half-finished object. I think I showed this one last week. I may not have. You know what? I may have finished this after I got done recording. So, so here's a hoe. It's my slip stitch Franken socks that I borrowed the toe from Heather of Highland Handmaids. I have somebody else's heel. I was inspired by Emily's coffee bean socks with the slip stitch motif. So yeah, just a little bit of everybody. And this is on Lollipop Yarns 75-25 wool nylon blend, and it is the Oof colorway. Is that right? Oh, I didn't write it down. Anyway, this is my black, the official name is Black Crow Standing in Line Socks. So that's the finished one. And I have the other one that I cast on. So I cast that on. So this is a week's worth of work. The foot is almost done. I have started to do the gusset increases across the back, just a few of them. I am knitting these. I did not realize the other ones, this one I knit, I used Knitter Pride. It was a wood needle, and it was 1.5 US 1.5s, and I didn't think, I thought the needles were originally 2s, and then it dawned on me, no, they're only 1.5s. So instead of using that one in magic looping, I'm just using my Chow-Goo needles because they're 1.5s. So the socks are the same. Thankfully, I like using the 2 instead of the 1 to magic loop my socks. I'm liking how they're coming out better. So very bright, very happy. Everybody loves to watch me knit these. The girl at Best Buy today, while I was waiting for them to set up my phone, I was knitting because I didn't have a phone because they were messing with it, and I had to do something to keep me occupied. So I pulled out my socks, and I'm like, ooh, pretty. So the muggles were impressed. All right, so the other project I've been working on is my Rocky Coast, and I am in the middle of a row, unfortunately. So let's see if you can see where I was when I last spoke to you. Okay, so when I last spoke to you, where did it go? That stitch marker right there. So I have about another 2 inches done, maybe 2.5. Some good progress. I've finished the increases as directed in the pattern. I am going to take advantage of the increases in the sleeves and in the yoke by doing another repeat of the stitch pattern and increasing another 3 times to give me an extra sheet. I think it's supposed to be like 2 inches, which I think is good because I have larger arms. So it's come along and I really enjoy. This is house knitting. So if you want to, this is out and about knitting because it's pretty mindless and I came up with a pattern and it's in my head and I don't really have to do much with it. This is in the house knitting because it's cables and I just sit in front of the TV and it's sort of mindless. I only have to really worry about 2 rows and just doing the increases. Soon I will drop the sleeve stitches onto some waist yarn and then knit the body and just go to town doing that. So I did have to, I had to join some new yarn. And that's about 3 rows down there. I don't even think you can see where I did it. But I do this thing where I hold the yarn double and I knit both strands, it just increases the size of the stitch just a little bit, just the bulk for just a little, and it's not even that noticeable. And I hold it for about double, for about 15-20 stitches, and then I'll have, you know, here's one tail and then here's the other, and I can just kind of weave those in just a little bit and it'll be fine. So those are my two projects that I'm working. I have a couple in timeout, but I'm not going to talk about those. But stash, let's talk about some stash, shall we? Okay, because I have some really special things to share. A few of you guys on Ravelry, I've noticed, have stashed your AF3 Club yarn by Diabolical this month, but have not shown it yet. Erring on the side of caution that folks have not received their packages. And I do know that some folks have not yet received their packages, but I wanted to share anyway. If you have not received your package and you don't want to see it, look away. I will talk about it. Keep listening. Just look away, and I will let you know when it's safe. All right, you guys ready? Okay, so this is Wild Blue Yonder, and it was dyed by Diabolical Yarns, and she did it on the Tenacious Tencel. And it is a combination of kind of aqua blues, dark blues, light blues, and it's a tonal yarn, which we haven't had a tonal. We've had self-striping and some variegated. So this is a tonal, which is nice and different to have, and it is 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and 10% tencel, and it's 380 yards, and this is the Air Force colorway. And the name, Wild Blue Yonder, Rachel sent me a picture of the yarn drying in the sink. She had just rinsed up her test batch, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that is definitely a bunch of wild blues or something like that. And she's like, it sure is. And that's how the name Wild Blue Yonder got its name. So that was how the name came about. It was pretty awesome. So this is the Tenacious Tencel. So yay for the AF3 Club. Love it. I did pick up some purchases at Powhatan this weekend. Not a lot. I was very reserved because I knew Maryland Sheep and Wool is coming up, and I don't really know if or what I need and or want to buy, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to rein things in. But I did pick up some stuff. I picked up one yarn and one spinning thing. So this is gorgeous, is what this is. Like I said before, Wild Hair Fiber Studio. This is Icicle, and it's on her Galaxy fingering base, and it is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, and it is 438 yards. It is so soft. For a blend of just nylon and superwash merino, I am surprised at how soft this is. I mean, this is a cowl because of how beautifully soft this is. But the funny thing about this particular yarn is she actually had some undyed bare kind of cream color yarn that looked beautiful. But it was the same price as dyed yarn, and I'm thinking, well, why is it the same price? Dyed, undyed. The dyed yarn should be more. So, you know, for the same price as undyed, I'm going to get dyed yarn, and I'm going to have get a bonus, right? So, I don't usually go for the paler, softer colors, but this with the sparkle out in the sunlight, it was a beautiful day. I just had to. And I noticed that there was no name for the color. But as you can see, there is now. We named it as I was checking out, because I asked her, I said, what is the colorway name? And she's like, I don't know. I just dyed it and skeined it up last night. And I'm like, it looks so cool and icy. She's like, how about icicle? I'm like, I think so. So there we go. So this is my icicle that I got. Then the other thing I got, now remember I was telling you about Gourmet Stash. So in my little gourmet cookie bag, or donut bag, or whatever you want to call it, her theme is so cute. So she had like mason jars and things to help show off. I mean, just think about cooking. Oh, it was so cute. So these are called, they're bonbons, but she called them fibery tribbles, and there's a backstory there. So think of Star Trek and little tribbles. It is so cute. So I have these little fibery tribble bonbon bats of fluffy cloud wonderful uberness. And I just love these colors, especially like this one that has the purple and the green. And if I'm thinking this green is the right green, it has an amazing backstory to it. Kate can share that. But it just was a hoot. It was about, oh look, I love these greens and the purples. I like green and purple. I really do. So this one is a little wackadoo with a little yellow in there. But this is going to make some pretty art yarn. So I'm going to have some fun spinning up these little tribble things. So I got my little bag of bonbons, in addition to the kettle corn I brought home. So I got my bonbons, and that is from Gourmet Stash. Please check her out. In addition to being incredibly crafty, she is incredibly sweet. So one last thing I wanted to show you. Now, I didn't have to purchase these. Kate gave them to me to try out, and I have not yet because I haven't had the time, but I have an idea of what I want to do with them. This is what, if you're wondering, what Dana was talking about on the Just One More Row podcast. These are Kate's ponies, and they look like little tube worms, for lack of a better thing, but almost like crayons. When she displays them, she puts them in the mason jars, and they look like carrots or something, you know, just very organic stuff. So she gave me a green one, and she gave me this blue one. And you can pull them apart to draft them a little bit, and just like a rolag, you just kind of puff it up there at the top, and you just spin for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to spin them simultaneously at the same time. So they kind of twist around each other, but the colors aren't like together. So you get a single that kind of looks plied, but isn't really, I don't know. I'm going to try it out to see how it works and to see how things come out. So that's what I'll do. So one last thing in the stash. My 19th wedding anniversary is coming up, and my wonderful husband ordered me something. And he's like, do you want it early or do you want it on your anniversary? And I'm thinking, well, if it's something that I might buy at Maryland Sheep and Wool, I need to know about it beforehand so I don't go buy it and then he went on all that work and then there's no surprise. So I told him, go ahead and give it to me early, and that way I know I'm good. Well, as luck would have it, I would have never bought this in a million years. Not only because it is so like emotionally significant. I just don't think there's anybody else around here that makes, I mean, this, he bought it from Washington State is where it came from. So let me read the insert to you. Knitting needles. This set of double-pointed knitting needles was hand-wrought for you from solid bronze by Molly Swan Sheeran. Enjoy them. It's the Celtic Swan Forge from Lopez Island, Washington. We are going to have our 19th wedding anniversary. My husband went and looked up what it is traditionally and contemporary, the gift for the 19th wedding anniversary, and it is bronze. So bless his heart, he went out and he found someone that does bronze knitting needles. And he got me a set of 5 of these double point. They are 6 inches long. They come in a set of 5. And they are heavy as all. They are solid. These babies are not going to break. And you can see there's a little pattern here on the inside, you know, in the middle. And as luck would have it, they are size 1.5, which is what I like to knit my socks on. So for our anniversary, I have a pair of socks that I cast on during our anniversary trip last year that I still have on the needles that has been resting. So I'm going to take my new set of bronze 19th anniversary knitting needles, and I'm going to use those to complete the anniversary socks from our 18th wedding anniversary. So I thought that was incredibly thoughtful, like crazy thoughtful, and I just wanted to share because even though I didn't buy them, that's what he got me. What a guy. Okay, so spinning really quick. On the bottom, I finished up the Frab Joyous Fiber Opulence Blend in the Chromophobia Red. That is finished in the single, and it is resting before I go back and ply it. Once I get that done, I will go back to, and once my air conditioning gets fixed, I will go back to spinning my Wild Hair Fiber Studios faux cashmere in the sugar maple colorway. So yeah, I need to get my air fixed, and now that it's not raining, the humidity, I don't want to touch it while it's so humid and warm, and if I sweat, it'll just start to pill up the fiber, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to wait until everything is done. Okay, so that was a bit of a longer show because I had a lot to talk about tonight. Again, I'll be down at the Lower Corral on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. for the podcaster meetup. If you can't make it, if you're not going to be there Saturday, you're only coming in Sunday, I will be there all day Sunday, at least in the morning for sure. I think what I'm going to do is probably shop Saturday morning, hardcore shop, and then Saturday afternoon I will take in the sheepdog trials and do that sort of thing. Sunday I probably will walk through the barns and take a look at the sheep and all that good stuff, and then hopefully Sunday afternoon I can get into the spinning class. So I think that's my preliminary game plan. If you see me, say hi, because I know I'm going to be like fangirl. Okay, so let me know what you thought about the new perspective here. It's a little bit, I'm sitting tonight, so it's a little different. Other than that, that's all I have, everybody. So next week it's going to be crazy Maryland sheep and wool recovery. Wednesday is my last day at my job until I switch over. So I might actually record on Thursday because I'm taking 2 days off between switching jobs. So I may have a rest day on Thursday and just record then. Either way, next week's show will be the wrap up. And hopefully I get lots of wonderful pictures with a bunch of new friends. I can't wait. So until next week, I'll see you guys later and hopefully see a whole bunch of you this weekend. So bye.